Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving headfirst into a massive shift that is quite literally rewriting the rules of the business world. We are talking about mergers and acquisitions in the age of AI. And look, as we'll see from the data today, that old M&A rulebook, you can just toss it right out the window. Because there is a major wake-up call happening right now in the industry. Listen to this. AI has changed what companies are actually buying when they do an acquisition, and a lot of dealmakers haven't caught up to that shift yet. If evaluators and strategists are out there still clinging to outdated assumptions about where the real value lies, they're going to get left completely in the dust. So let's figure out what's really going on. Section 1. The M&A paradigm shift. Think about how it used to work. Traditionally, making an acquisition meant you were buying established customers, predictable revenue streams, or maybe a mature product line. You know, the classics. But in the AI era, the assets we're actually going after are totally different. We're talking about proprietary data, highly trained models, and specialized applied AI expertise. That's the new gold. If you try to evaluate a proprietary data set using the exact same metrics you'd use for a static, traditional product line, you're setting yourself up to massively miscalculate the entire deal. Moving on to Section 2, the thin wrapper trap. So, what exactly is a thin wrapper? Well, it's a so-called AI startup that is essentially nothing more than a pretty user interface built right on top of the exact same foundational models everyone else already has access to. And here's the crucial realization for any buyer. If you're acquiring a company primarily for its AI model, but it's just a thin wrapper, well, the model itself isn't the asset. Your competitors could literally tap into that exact same foundational tech by tomorrow morning. Right, so if the foundation model isn't the real asset, what actually is? The true value really boils down to two highly specific things. First, the proprietary data that the model was trained or fine-tuned on, and second, the highly customized workflow integrations that the technical team built around it. That is where your actual moat is. The real value is in uniquely owned data and the precise, expert execution of how it's integrated.
Section 3, New Due Diligence Questions.
Okay, while your traditional financial and legal diligence absolutely still matters, we have to add a couple of critical new questions to our process. Number 1, does this target have proprietary data that is genuinely hard to replicate, or is their so-called advantage just a fading early lead? It is so incredibly easy to get caught up in the hype of a startup with a slick interface, right? But if their underlying data isn't uniquely theirs, you are basically paying a massive premium for a temporary advantage. And that leads us straight into this second massive question you absolutely have to ask. Can the target's technical team actually be retained? Now, in a traditional acquisition, maybe you just wanted the brand name and you were perfectly fine letting the original team move on. But in these AI deals, human capital is uniquely, absolutely critical. Why? Because in AI-driven acquisitions, the people who deeply understand the models and the data actually matter way more than the code base itself. Let that sink in for a second. The code base is secondary to the applied expertise. If you buy the company, but you end up losing the engineers who know exactly how those models were fine-tuned, you've essentially bought a hollow shell. The actual value just walked right out the front door. Section 4. Rethinking build versus buy. Let's talk strategy. Sometimes acquiring a small team with highly specific applied AI expertise is significantly faster and honestly cheaper than trying to build that capability internally from absolute scratch. It's also usually a lot better than just licensing some generic vendor tool. When you buy the right talent paired with the right data moat, it's kind of like a cheat code. It allows you to aggressively leapfrog the painfully slow process of internal development. But here is your stark warning, the huge mistake you absolutely have to avoid. Do not acquire a company for an AI capability that is actually just a feature, something easily copied with zero proprietary data moat behind it. If you fall into that thin wrapper trap we talked about earlier, you are putting a whole lot of capital at immense risk. The source material actually sums up this risk perfectly, and it hits hard. Quote, "That's not an acquisition of a strategic asset. That's an expensive way to buy something you could have built in a few months." Think about that. If you aren't digging deep into those new diligence questions about data moats and team retention, you're not making a strategic acquisition. You're literally just burning capital on a trendy feature. So as you navigate this wild new era of M&A, the ultimate question isn't just about what you're buying. It's about what you are actually bringing in-house. Ask yourself, are you just buying a shiny, fragile wrapper, or are you acquiring an impenetrable data moat and the brilliant minds who built it? Next time you look at a deal, Think about whether it's truly defensible or just an expensive illusion. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.